Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, July 29th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. Sometimes you're on this path and you're like, okay, things are going well. Things are great. And then all of a sudden something changes. Like I spoke to somebody recently and they're like, I got a new boss and this new boss is fantastic. I thought I was going to leave. I hated my job. I thought I hated the industry. No, I just hated my boss. And so, of course, the reverse can be true. You're working your whole life and you have some situation. Maybe there's a change of ownership or maybe there's a new boss. And now you're like, oh, I hate what I'm doing. And if that's you or some conditions have changed or you're just thinking about how do you do something different in your financial life, get in touch with us. Go to jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. It's in the upper right-hand corner. And just write us the note. And then if you've got the guts to come on the air live with us, it's really not that big a deal, guys. It's not. Do me a favor. Just check the little box. Mark does everything else. It's so easy. Also, just want to thank everybody who has been sending me all of these great ideas for a new song. Remember, I'm doing this crazy 275-mile bike ride in 3 days. Anne sent me a note. Let's get it started. I like that one from the Black Eyed Peas. Very good idea. And then this guy, Brad, who is friends with my pal, Jay James, who's the anchor at WINA. And he was like, oh my God, I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. Now that is a very good one. I think there's sometimes like thematic songs. And then he says the second is going to Make You Sweat. I had that on my list already. It's by CNC Music Factory. So anyone else who's got an idea for a song that should be added to my training playlist, please, please let me know. I'm doing a 3-hour bike ride after I get off doing this show right now. So I got things to do and I need a lot of music to help me out. Okay. Today we are talking to William, who joins us from New Jersey. William, welcome to the program. What can we do for you?
Hey, Jill and Mark. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Thanks for having me. First of all, before I ask my question, I just really want to say thank you guys for everything you do. I've been a listener since the pandemic, so I called back in 2021. And my question today is kind of similar to my question in 2021, but there have been some changes.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to talk to you guys again.
I can't believe it. 2021. The time goes by so fast, William. Here we are. All right. So what's going on today? Let's forget about 2021. What do we got on your plate today?
So my wife and I, like I said, we live in New Jersey. We have 2 kids. We're relatively young. I'm 33 and she's 30. So we're not really concerned about retirement in terms of, trying to retire.
Yeah.
However, we're worried about our tax situation.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Why? What happened? You make too much money?
It's a good problem to have, but yes.
I knew it. Okay. All right. So wait a second. How old are your kids?
3 and 2.
Okay. Are you guys both working full-time? Are both you and your wife working full-time?
Yes, we are.
How much do you guys earn together?
It's about $511,000.
Oh my gosh. That's a good problem to have. You're so young. Incredible. Are you putting money into retirement accounts?
Yes, we both are. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of retirement accounts, different options.
Yeah.
We're both contributing. And from our last call in 2021, we've really focused on the Roth. Mm-hmm. And at that time, we were making $240,000.
Oh.
So now the question is,
what should you now go to back to the traditional?
Yes. And yeah, I do have one wrinkle I want to throw out at you is we've also been lucky that we saved quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
And, before for context, right, we have about $706,000 in pre-tax
Wait
accounts
a
already.
second. What is going on? You guys drug dealers? How are you saving so much money?
I've been working for about 12 years.
Oh my God. You're incredible. You guys are like, this is amazing. 30-somethings, Mark. Can you believe it? And they got kids. This is amazing. The $700,000, where is that? Is that in retirement accounts or combined retirement brokerage? Where's the money allocated right now?
So the $706,000 is all pre-tax account. We have other monies, but
of course they do.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
516 of Roth accounts.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I don't think this is too important for today's question, but after tax, we have about 380.
It's insane. You guys are killing it. It's incredible. It really
Yeah,
is.
I want to say we've been very lucky and
Okay.
working in the period when the market has
Done well.
been favored.
Yeah.
Done well to us. So, but the reason why I wanted to put that context out there is I'm also worried about we already have a pretty high pre-tax balance.
Yes.
So should we, although I really focused on trying to reduce income based on, having, I saw my taxes last year. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's rough, right? It's like a real number. And you live in a high tax state.
That's correct.
Right. So you live in New Jersey. There's a high state income tax. There's high federal tax. Do you have any money saved for the kids yet or not?
A little bit. Yeah, we do have. We started 529s for them when they
You're using that.
born.
Are you using the New Jersey plan?
We decided against it because it kind of like cap you out after we're actually using the New York plan.
Okay. It's all right. New York saves. That's good. Okay. The cash flow that you guys have sounds tremendous. Like, do you own a home? Are you like, where are you with all the expenses? You're just saving so much money.
We do own a home in New Jersey. Cash flow wise on a monthly basis, because we live in New Jersey, actually we spend quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we're not tight, but at the same time, money is not just, because we're saving a lot in accounts and the options of accounts we have, that we just don't have, free cash all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it does come through, but not all the time.
But you're saving a lot of money anyway. You're putting money into your retirement accounts, and then you've got this other money. So I understand that it doesn't feel like you have a lot of cash flow, but you are. That includes the fact that you're saving so much. How much is your house worth?
Actually, I don't know. Maybe 600.
Is there a mortgage on it?
Yes, we still have a 350 balance on that mortgage.
What's the interest rate?
Oh, yeah. Mark, close your ears on this one.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
2.75.
Okay. I like how everyone Mark is now. They're attuned to like, Mark, brace yourself, man. So is the basic question at this point, because you've got a lot of money, is the basic question, should you basically go back to a pre-tax retirement contribution because your tax bracket has gone up substantially? Is that the basic question?
That is the basic question, yes. And I also am asking that question from the context of a lot of what I'm learning as of last year was that you qualify for a lot of credits and deductions based on your income. For our income being so high, should we be worried about reducing it to qualify for those credits?
Yeah, you're not going to. But how are you going to qualify for those credits? What are you going to do? Like, I don't think I'll work as much because, can you control your income right now?
So I guess maybe what I meant by was, for example, if we switch over to all pre-tax accounts, we could go from 511 and we could contribute and, be below 400 grand of
you mean to get like the child tax credit and have those various little benefits that flow. But the trade-off is, of course, what happens in the future, right?
That's right. Yes.
Mark, what are you thinking about William and his wife? First of all, the cash flow king and queen of New Jersey, and the saving extraordinary, right? But what do you think? Their income is basically doubled. And
I don't really need to think.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, I always like to try and relate it to myself. And William, I live in New York, very high cost of living. We're in the same tax bracket as you. I don't even think twice. We don't do $1 to pre-tax. Everything is Roth or brokerage, and that's it. Because as Ed Slott always likes to say, you guys are high earners. It's highly unlikely you're not going to be high earners going forward. You already have almost $1 million in pre-tax. That's just going to continue to grow. So it's not even a decision to be made. It would be all Roth or brokerage for me.
Now, William, I know that's a bitter pill to swallow, but there is something to be said for also knowing that the tax liability is not going to compound, right? Like Mark said, you already have 700 grand, right? That's in the pre-tax environment. So
right.
the idea of adding to that, oh gosh, and, by the time you guys are like in your mid 30s, you have $1 million pre-tax, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What another thing that Ed Slott likes to talk about, and for those of you who haven't listened to Ed Slott, he is fantastic. He talks about the ticking tax bomb. What you're describing is actually feels better in the moment because you're like, my taxes go down. And yet we have this long fuse for that ticking tax bomb. And if we allow it to just fester, it will go off. It will go off. You will have to pay that. It's just that you're kicking the can down the road. So weirdly, even though you make a $500,000 a year, and, listen, most of your money is taxed in like the 32% bracket. But by the way, that 24% bracket's pretty broad. So, you're still in a bracket where you are, you're most likely going to stay there. I don't see a world where you're making that kind of money and saving that kind of money where you're not going to actually end up being even in the 35% bracket, in the 37% bracket. When we really crunch these numbers, and even with people who are in a high tax bracket, the highest tax bracket, we are also seeing the case to be made for a Roth. Because when is your tax bracket going to go down? You have money in brokerage, you're earners, you're going to keep making money. It's very unlikely that tax bracket's going down, man.
Yeah. And Mark, thanks for your perspective. I think one of the things that made me ask this question again really was the recent, let's call it the tax bill that got passed.
Yeah, the big, beautiful bill.
That's right. Should I really be fussing around trying to qualify for things, with the new SALT tax minimums and all that other stuff, right? Or should I just say, you know what? Bite the bullet, pay the tax now, forget about all those future deductions. And that's what I meant by deductions.
I know what you mean, because the limitation on the SALT tax, by the way, that's only in place for 3 years, and it goes back to 10,000. That tax is a drag. I get it. I'd rather you be more tax efficient with like your brokerage account, maybe slide some of that brokerage account money into the 529, which makes it a much more efficient way to invest. Limit that. I don't know if I would play this game. Mark, he makes a case, right? Like if he could get himself down under 400, which I don't know if you really can, because it depends really how much money you're making and where all your itemized deductions are. I mean, what you could also do is you can see how this tax year goes. Do you work with an accountant or you do it yourself?
I probably should work with an accountant.
Probably.
But
you might as well. You could interview an accountant and you can say to the accountant, here's what I think I have. Do you think what they can look at is really, are you going to be entitled to? Because I'd hate for you to go through this whole process and they're like, guess what? You got phased out anyway.
What are your property taxes? Do you know?
Yes, about $11,000.
No, then forget it.
Oh my God.
You're going to do all this for another $1,000?
I guess here's the question, right? In terms of me reducing my income, my wife has access to three, because she works for the state. Mm-hmm. She has access to a 401A, a 457, and a 403B.
Right. And you're putting money in all of them?
We're putting money in all of them, and currently all Roth, right? So, And then on my end, I have access to my 401k. So all combined.
Okay, wait. I'm going to do a thought experiment with you. You ready? What if you went to a CPA and you said, do me a favor. If I did all this, tell me my actual tax position, how it would, you can have a dummy tax return done. Like, you should hire someone. You guys have a lot going on, but okay. So like, what if it's like, we're talking, because remember, SALT is a state and local tax deduction. We're not talking about you qualifying for credits because you're not going to get any credits. You're talking about that your state and local tax deduction will be limited to $40,000. I agree with Mark. Like if that is what we're talking about, you can literally find out how much money we're talking about. And if you found out that the ultimate difference in your tax bill was like $3,000, right? Just because it's a deduction. Again, it's not a credit. You might say, what am I making myself crazy for? The bigger problem is going to be this $700,000 that's building up. That's all of a sudden going to be $1 million in a couple of years. And now I'm talking about real money, by the way, because now I'm talking about, well, what if I'm in the 40% tax bracket when I retire? and I'm quibbling about this.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like we might be like looking
Yeah.
to save a few bucks now, but the long-term impact of having that money compound and grow is significant. Have you ever heard us talk on the show when we're talking to somebody and they're like, I want to reduce my income because I want to not pay that extra fee when I get Medicare, that IRMA fee. We're like, what are you talking about? This is $5,000 a year. And you're talking about that you got millions of dollars. You're concentrating on the wrong thing. And so I think this may be your case, William, where you are focusing on this. I get it. It's very much a tantalizing lure. You had something, you lost something, but now you're making so much money, you don't even realize it. You don't realize how big this problem is going to get. I really think that you're in great shape. Maybe go talk to an accountant, even an accountant. Accountants sometimes are dopes also because they'll be like, oh no, you can save taxes today. And you say, well, what about the future? Oh, we'll deal with that in the future. This is not something you can deal with in the future. This is a ticking tax bomb. There's no doubt in my mind.
No, this is good to hear, Jill and Mark, because I actually do not want to major in the minors.
Yeah.
That's not my goal. I kind of, like I said, I've put it off. We continue to do Roth. And this only came about because it's like, I actually had to write a check last year. So I was like, should I actually reconsider this? Typically,
I think it's good to reconsider anything. I really do. But I think you're in great shape. I wouldn't change a thing. And Mark, would you like to have the last word?
Not $1 to pre-tax. That's my last word.
Hear that? Not $1 to pre-tax, William. Keep rocking on. Put some more money in that 529 plan. Call us in a few years. Hope there's not a pandemic in between. But thanks for getting back in touch with us. And hey, if you're wrestling with the Roth traditional question, I know that it feels so good in the moment. This is the short term versus the long term. And that's why it's so hard for our little lizard brains to get our minds around it. Like, I want to get that extra deduction. I want to qualify for that for that tax credit. I really want to avoid paying this IRMA fee. And we're losing sight of the big picture, which is, oh my God, William and his wife are kicking it. And they're going to have a massive tax bill down the line when they are forced to take out traditional money. We don't know where tax rates are going. I can pretty much guarantee you, gang, they ain't going to be at this level. This little reprieve from the big, beautiful bill, not going to be the case forever. It's just not. I cannot believe that taxes are going to be at this level. I believe long-term tax rates are likely to be higher. That's just my 2 cents. One girl's opinion. All right, we're going to be done right now. I promise to get off my soapbox. If you've got a question about a Roth versus traditional, if you're young, if you're middle-aged, if you're older, it does not matter. Get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you want to come on the air live. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter right there on our website, JillOnMoney.com. You can subscribe to us here at Jill on Money on the Odyssey app, and you can also subscribe to our sister broadcast called Money Watch. So do that, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. But subscribe to both of the shows. They are fantastic. Put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.